Hey y'all, I'm Elisa, the Scrappy Wife behind ScrappyWife.com, and I'm in my car, so that means it's time for a field trip. Let's go! All right, today we are going someplace a little bit unexpected because we are going to Harbor Freight Tools, and that is not normally a place that people would think of to look for craft room supplies or craft room tools, but I have found that they are a fabulous resource for some really durable things that you can use in your craft rooms and in any of your creative spaces. So I thought I would bring you guys along and share with you some of my favorite finds at Harbor Freight. Let's do it.
It is always a great idea to try to think outside the box when it comes to organization and storage and tools in your craft space, in your creative space. A lot of times when we shop at the typical places like Michael's and Joann and those places, some of the tools are marked up just because they are branded for crafting. So checking out another location is a great opportunity to see what else you can find and see if you can find it at a less expensive price. Don't forget, Harbor Freight has a weekly ad where you can get coupons. So that's going to be something you're going to want to check when you go to shop there to see what you might be able to save on. The first thing I spotted were stackable storage bins that were made for your desktop. These were $13.99 for 20 bins, which I thought was fantastic. They did have some that came in other colors. These were ready for the wall, so it had kind of a pegboard type system where you put the rack on the wall and then you were able to insert the bins, and you can see that they have some different versions of it. They have some that were made for the wall, some that were made to go on your desktop, and then I really liked the size of these clear storage bins, also stackable, a little bit larger for some of your bigger supplies, but those were $4.99 a piece, and I thought those were pretty cool because I always love clear storage. Speaking of clear, I love these clear front little cubes. They were $2.99 a piece. You just get one cube. These were already attached, but you can see they do attach together. You can stack them together, and I thought that was super creative for the edge of your desk for lots of those little bits and pieces, maybe vinyl stickers, maybe beads or ribbons. There's a lot that you could put in there, and you can see what is inside. If you have been following my channel for very long, you know that I am kind of in love with metal toolboxes. I just think they're so cool looking and so durable. And if you are someone that maybe doesn't have a full-size craft space but really want to keep your things organized and maybe you have to travel around the house, one of these holds so much and keeps it so organized. Next up is a tip I picked up from one of you all who shared that you buy magnetic bowls here, which is genius. If you are into metal dies, or maybe you just have, maybe you're a jewelry maker and you have little bits and pieces, these metal bowls are super affordable and they are a great thing to have on your desk as you're working with some of those supplies. They have them in a ton of different sizes. These smaller ones even had some different colors, which I thought was super fun. And most of the smaller ones were under $5, which seemed like a fantastic deal. And I think you wouldn't really need a bigger one. It depends on what you're planning to work with. But I felt like these were really a great deal and really useful in a craft studio for sure. Now, I may have had an ulterior motive for coming here to Harbor Freight because I really wanted to look at this particular tool chest from Yukon. It comes in so many great colors. I'm taking a look at possibly getting a white one of these to put my Glowforge on top of so that I will have a ton of storage underneath. They are just really durable. It would be strong enough to hold something like the Glowforge, but I also think this would work well as like a island in another craft space, or maybe an island that you could, a craft cart that you could pull out to work on and then push to the side of a room if you are sharing a room. The drawers pull all of the way out, which gives it a leg up over some of those IKEA cabinets that we love, like the Alex drawers. And I like that a lot of the drawers are a shallow depth because I think that that is very important for a lot of craft supplies. We don't need super deep drawers a lot of the time, at least for a lot of the crafting that I do. I think this workbench for $130 is a really good option as a crafting desk because it has this built-in pegboard. You've heard me say all of the time, pegboards are so great for organizing because you can constantly rework the arrangement on the pegboard. This one would be kind of a standing workbench, I feel like, for a craft studio. And then you could have some baskets or some different storage that kind of goes underneath. But the drawers, again, pull all of the way out, which is always really helpful. And I think it works really well. You could even spray paint the whole thing. There are a lot of different options as far as carts and metal tool benches and metal storage here at Harbor Freight. And again, I love the different colors. If you are looking for like a pop of color in your space, how fun would that blue be, or the green? I like all of the different accessories on these. I feel like you really could store a ton of craft supplies in a space. And the fact that they're on casters means that you could roll it out. You could work when you want to work. You could push it away when you're not using it. There's just so many options and so many different sizes. And because they're designed for like a garage, you know they're going to be super durable. These things are holding metal tools and metal bits and pieces all the time, so they're definitely going to stand up to your craft needs. Besides the obvious storage options that you might run into in a place like Harbor Freight, it's fun to kind of walk up and down the aisles and see what catches your eye as something that might just work in your craft space or in your creative time. And I got stopped on this aisle. I was looking at all of these clamps. I don't use a ton of really large clamps in my craft space, but as I was looking at these larger ones, I also came across some very small clamps that I think would be very helpful in a craft space. I do work with wood, I work with my Glowforge, and sometimes I'm just clamping some things together. How cute are these little sets of clamps? For under $2, they have some different sizes available. I think they would come in really handy, and depending on what you're working on, and they even have some pieces that help you kind of push a larger amount down. There's another kind of variety pack for $5. It's just the prices were so good, and I know that you would be able to find a use for these. I felt like these jaw pads would be great for if you were clamping down something that you didn't want the impression on. There's just some options, so don't forget to wander the aisles just a bit. Now, we saw some desktop and wall storage systems before. These are even larger. They are meant for the floor. There were a couple that even had casters. If maybe you own a shop of some sort and you are creating stickers or jewelry or charms, I feel like this would be really helpful. If you are in love with paper pieces as much as I am, maybe you have as many as I do, these would be great for storage. Of course, they would be left open to the air, so that might be something to consider. But there were a lot of great options for a really affordable cost, and I just love it. If you don't like the color of the plastic bins, you can always spray paint those. And these long yellow ones caught my eye because I thought that they would be great for Tombow markers. You know, those markers that are extra long and don't seem to fit in anything? They would totally fit in here. You could get them organized if you were in love with those and had a ton of different markers. That might be a great option. Back to wandering the aisles, I saw this hobby knife. Definitely reminds me of a craft knife. Definitely more affordable than my Fiskars craft knife, and it comes with 2 replacement blades. The handle looks like it's very easy to hold. Seems like it would be an excellent option as another craft knife in my space. I feel like every creative space probably has a glue gun of some sort, but man, oh man, is this a high-powered glue gun. I think that's so cool. It's a battery operated one, like one of those batteries that you might use for like a lawnmower or a power tool on the outside. How cool. That is going to be a high powered glue gun. Certainly an option if you are someone that does a lot of crafts with hot glue. And then look at all of these different adhesives, lots of different tapes, which of course we use in our craft room all the time. And then I saw a lot of different glues, wood glue, Gorilla Glue, things we see, but then some epoxy sets, which seem to be a really good deal as compared to what you pick up at the craft store. So these might be things that you want to check out if this is your type of craft, if this is something that you are interested in. I feel like these prices are a little bit better, so definitely something to check out. And then of course, if you catch these on sale, then that's going to keep saving you even more money. Just a bit more wandering before we head out of here, but look at this, a cordless micro engraver. This was very intriguing. It says it works on metal, ceramic, glass, and wood for only $10. That would be a fun thing to try. I also was intrigued by the fuse tool that was to the side, but look at this. I think that would be a very cool craft to try for only $10, and it says it's diamond tipped. Let me know if you have given this little pen engraver a try. I would love to hear from you. And then right next to it were these hook and pick sets, which if you recognize it, look a lot like weeding tools from Cricut. So these are a great option to replace some of those tools for only $3.99. All right, I think that's it. Let's head out of the store.
Thank you so much for joining me while I explored Harbor Freight. If you like coming on field trips like this, then let me know down in the comments below, and let me know other places you would like for me to go explore and see what I can find. I would love to hear some of your favorite Harbor Freight finds. I know some of you have found some great organization systems and tools for your craft rooms in the past, so let us know down in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Consider hitting that subscribe button as well as the bell notification button. I want to give a huge shout out to all of my Patreon members. We're having a great time over in Patreon. The month of June is Planner Camp. It is all things planner, and we are having a great time. So if you want to join us, make sure to check out the link for Patreon down in the description box below. All right, I hope that you have a fabulous day. And as always, keep it creative.